Good afternoon. How are you doing? I don't know if I've got the camera in the right place. But anyway, it's Wednesday. It's the 23rd of February. It's 2 o'clock and I'm Sam from Bee Crafty. I say all that. I'm sure no one's here yet. But as you do arrive, while I get all my other tech open so that I can actually talk to you. Sorry, I've just found a drawing on my iPad that Harry's done. And I didn't realise it was there. So, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Are you having a good one? What have you been making? Tell me. Valerie! Sue! Hello. I've finally got my things working and I can see you. Now, for those of you that know me, this is the birthday journal. But I'm not sure if I might need to take you up into the air a little bit more. Sorry, that was just my arm going across and moving my iPad. If I go that way a bit, I'm just going to watch my screen now so that I can see what you guys can see. I thought it was about time. Noreen, good afternoon, darling. How are you? Just trying to get this to come to life. It's the birthday journal. And I thought that what we could do is just spend a bit of time, you know, however long it takes, and actually put something in here in the presence of others. And by others, I mean you. There you go. So I'm going to use a few different bits and pieces. Some Dylusions paint. You know, dries nice and quickly. Dominique, good afternoon, darling. Yeah, a bit of Dylusions paint. Yeah, just a few bits and pieces. A bit of brightness because, you know, the weather's been a bit bleh. I know that's not a word, but I also know that you know what I mean. You know? So I had these all out earlier, and then for reasons I can't account for, I put them away. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. But there we are. So, I could use the gloss sprays, but the difficulty... Oh no. The difficulty with this is, if I use the gloss sprays, this is a humongous journal. Angie, good afternoon, dear. How are you? The thing with this journal is, it's so big. So if and then as you know, the gloss sprays I like to leave to dry in their own time. And if I do that, I've got nowhere to put it and work in anything else. So we have a choice, but I thought it might be nice to do something on a craft page, which obviously I'm then going to paint over and cover up. But if you would rather do, so the choices you have, if you'd like a choice, is the cotton paper, which is just gorgeous. You have the burlap, and then you have this sort of canvas, which is lovely, and the Kraft. But I thought I'd use my blue journal, let's be fair, on the regulars. So yeah, I just thought that it might be nice to do something here. So unless someone says in the next 3 seconds that is a very bad idea and I shouldn't do that, we're going to go on here, and that's what we're going to do. I've spent too many months stroking this journal. It's time. It's time to do it. You know, it's time to take part. So for those interested, like I say, this is a Mahuta journal, and I've lost the piece of paper that tells me all the stuff about it. I don't know if Bev's here. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? So yeah, I've lost the piece of paper that tells me all about it. But if I just close it over for you, in centimetres, it's nearly 26 that way, and 36 that way. So it's big journal. Don't panic, this page was not gessoed. You know, ooh. It's just not. So that's what we're doing. My comments have just about stopped, so I don't even know if there's anyone here anymore, which could make for a fun afternoon, couldn't it? Or not, because it means that I could just be, you know, just doing what I want, like all of my very own lonesome self. Right, I'm going for it. So first thing I'm going to do is some white linen Dylusions paint. And then, oh yeah, Noreen's still here. Just me and you, Noreen. Smashing. Dry 2-inch Dina brush, and absolutely no, I'm not going right to the edges. It's just sort of a base in the middle. Not enough. It's the birthday journal. Oh, thanks, Shireen. You're a good egg, aren't you? I'm just going to grab a little clip on the basis that I'm hoping not to go right to the edge anyway. Still need more though. Oh, there's a couple of comments coming. I don't know what's going on. I know that paint is nearly empty. So, and then as you get to the edge, if you don't want it to be like because I've dry brushed this on. When you get to the edge, if you don't want it to be a line, if you just sort of feather it, it sort of gives that. Need a bit more over there, don't we? You're not here really, you're just a figment of my imagination. Yes, you are in my imagination. Oh, that bit went to the edge, never mind. Doesn't matter, does it? And then if you want these side edges to do the same. Some will, some won't because it's already dry, but that's fine. Okay. Whack that in the water. I would just like to say I cleaned my paint water for today. It's not like me, but I did. I felt like I was in good company and, you know, deserved a little treat. Yeah, so there we are. So now I'm going to go for some mango punch. Oh, but I'm looking down there and the Tangelos there. Oh. No, I said I wasn't going to use those, didn't I? I'm going to use these. So. Now, I'd just like to say at this point, this is a technique that I want to work, not necessarily one that's going to work. So I just want you to sort of just all be on my side for a little minute while we figure out if this is going to do what I want it to do. So this is my Skinny Slim, and but then I'm going to move it that way so that we've still got some of that colour at the back. And it's kind of a bit in your face. You know, like, I like to be sort of a bit in your face. But what it does is, it just gives you a really quick way of throwing a background down. But what I didn't want it to do was totally take away the white at the back. So far so good. Tartan paint. See, and they said you couldn't buy it. But you know, just to sort of put a bit of a little bit of sparkle in there. Where has the London blue gone? So I need to, I kind of, oh, do I do that? Oh, let's put some of this on. So this is Lemon Drop. I like this yellow. Because then I can see where I want it to go. It is just what I wanted it to do. Sue, you are so right. It's exciting, isn't it? So your super skinnies, they're not just for putting your stamps on. They're like little paintbrushes as well, you know. And there was next to nothing left on there, which is kind of what I wanted. So now I want to almost push those colours to the back. Linda, hello. This looks fun. I'm glad you said that. I'm very glad you said that. Because the thing is, with all of these things, Beverly, good afternoon, dear. I'm working in my birthday journal. That's why the space is kind of quite taken up. You know? That's how it goes here. So just gonna give it a little go over with the heat gun. I don't know what that is. I think it's that. It's crushed grape sugar paint. Just want to dry this a bit before we put too much else at it. Yeah. Hello, Angela Mitchell. How are you? Good afternoon. Just about dry? Just about dry. Now, I wouldn't be me if I didn't bring a bit of black paint into this because, like, I just like it. But what I'm going to do to sort of balance it is I'm going to use the Black Marble Shimmer Paint. You know, so that it's not quite so... And we're going to stamp as well. Where don't ask me where it's going, because the truth of the matter is right here and right now, you know what I do. So let's go with, to start, oh Bevsy, you can sit and watch now. You could have sat and watched anyway. I'm dark and twisty. Yes, that is it. I'm a bit not overexcited. I don't think that's the right word. But there's just a few. I can't find my big one of these. So if anybody knows what I've done with it, and I was quite cautious yesterday, so I've just thought of a bonus place it might be, but no, it is not there either. Oh, hold on. I want my large metalwork outfit is the basic point here, but I've lost it, and I think there's only one other place it can be. Oh, yay! Found it. Found it. Right, so we can put the little one away, and let's put that out at the side there. Is that okay if I go that way? No, if we're honest now. Oh, don't worry. Wednesdays are super busy for me and Bev. I don't know whether we've told you this before. I'm sure we have. We volunteer on a Wednesday morning for a couple of hours in the village where we live and where the shop is. And we make cups of tea for people who otherwise maybe wouldn't see anyone for a week or so. Right. Anyway. So this is, did I say this already? Black Marble Shimmer Paint. And quite frankly, it's a bit gorgeous. Now, ordinarily, I'm going to dry brush this on. Linda, I never missed the beginning. What make are these fabulous paints? They're Dylusions. Dylusions paints. And they are, as you quite rightly point out. So I'm putting the paint onto the brush and then effectively dabbing off as much as I can because I don't want it to travel under. Now, if it does, that's not a huge issue. Yeah, it's not a massive problem. It's just that's not ideally what I want it to do. Now, if I get the paint, if I add any water to that paint, it's going to travel more. Doing it this way, almost stippling it on, it stays as solidified as it can. And doesn't give me any running away problems. By running away, I mean running under the template, because essentially I'm too lazy to stick it down. Now, if you were to use a blending tool, you would get a much smoother outcome in terms of all the gaps would be filled in. And, you know, if that was the look I was going for, then great. But it isn't, because I haven't laid all that colour down so that we can cover all of it up. Oh, you must. Black is it. See, now, quite frankly, I think we can go home now because, like, just look. It's beautiful. So nice. Yeah, if we did nothing else, if we stopped right there, what I'm thinking is I might just, I know I said I wasn't going to, grab that, my Dinkables alpha, and just fill in some of those gaps there. Oh yeah. Boom, drop the mic, and off I go. Well, yeah, like, if we're going to do it, then let's do it. The difficulty I have right now is this entirely changes everything. Everything I was going to do. Everything. Because this wasn't it. This wasn't it. I wanted to use the metalwork alpha. That wasn't what I thought was going to happen, though. But let's not panic. Let's not. Let's give that a quick dry. Now, as you know, I'm a fan of the white space. Now, just quickly while we're drying, I'm assuming you can still hear me over this. White space. That doesn't mean it's like physically, literally white. It means the negative space. But negative's just not a good word. I don't like it. No negativity. We're being negative about our work, are we? God, no, we're not that person. So the white space is that there's nothing there. It's just colour. So for me, this still counts as a white space project. And essentially, ordinarily, we don't actually have to do anything else to it. Now, that's going to make for a little bit of a boring life, isn't it? So we will keep going. We will add more. It just changes what I was going to add, because it looks different to how there's a bit more paint there than I anticipated. Never mind. There's a little bit. It just looks different to how. You know, when you say something, this happens to me a lot, probably not you guys so much, but you know when you say something, you're like, that's not how I saw it playing out, or something happens and it's like, yeah, no, that wasn't how I saw that going, but okay, that's fine. This is where we're at, but let's keep going. Let me grab some black ink. We're going to grab these guys, the Journal Girl borders, And they are going to, so we're going to sort of layer them over top, all stamped in black. And what we're going to do to one side, we're going to do to the other. Now, the reason I've done this on the Kraft today, that was my chosen one, is because people said to me, oh, but how, you know, how do you craft, how do you journal on the Kraft card, or how do you journal on the burlap or the canvas, the calico? The reality is you do it exactly the same way. What you can do to one thing in these books, you can do to another. Will it look different? Of course it will. Of course it will look different. Does that change how you're going to craft? I would hope not. Wow. So, if you are a rule of 3er or 5er, now's your time to take that moment. But yeah, so if you, what we're doing now, we could do to just get my words back in order. We could do to the burlap pages. Of course we could. Is it going to look different? Of course it is. Does that matter? No, not at all. And that's why these journals are designed and put together the way they are, so that there is, sorry, I'm going to have to move my project a minute. And my clip. You know, these journals are put together so that there is something for everybody, so that there is a way of doing things for everyone. Sorry. I'm a stamp cleaner as I go. Just works for me. Just works for me. Hello, Alison. How are you, dear? So let's go with this one next. No, this one. That's just a wiggles, wiggles, waggles. And then we're going to go the opposite way. That's not very straight, is it? Not that that actually matters. Now, I'm going to start here. The reason being, let's put it where it's going to go. Ish. I'm going to only, so we're going to do this short, then, and then longer. Does that make sense? Hello, Philip. How are you? That was nearly a mess, wasn't it? What are these journals? What are these journals you speak of? I have heard nothing like it. So I'm just going to take some of the ink off because that goes a bit further than I wanted it to. So this is a Dina Wakley media journal. Bev will get you a link. And you can learn all about it there. So same up here. But what I can do with this way is go off the page, so it doesn't matter if I put it in the wrong place. When I say wrong place, not quite where I would have normally put it. Am I measuring these? Goodness, no. Absolutely not. Who was it that just asked about the journals? Sorry. Linda! So, Linda, you heard me call this... Oh, look, I've missed a bit. Now, this is the beauty of these stamps. Just put a bit on. You heard me call this the birthday journal. Please don't go onto the website and type in birthday journal. That is not what will come up. But young Beverly there, if you're not familiar with us, young Beverly there is my sister, my younger sister. Not that that's relevant, but I just like everybody to know she's young. And this is the journal she bought me for my birthday, not last year, the year before. So it's called the birthday journal. And I don't stop talking about it. So now it is the birthday journal. So we're drawing... Who measures anything when crafting? Yeah, no, okay. All right, I hear you. All right, that's fine. Now, I was going to go to the arrows, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that because there's just a need for some of this. So Bev's Journal Art Elements. Somebody might need to tell me to stop. Not yet, because I won't, but like in a bit, you know. So we are going to take this guy and sit him just in there. Woo. And we're going to sit him just in there. Now, what's really important here, young Beverly's advice, as always, is don't fall in love with your background. And technically, this is all still a background because I could still cover that up. I don't think I'm going to, but I could if I wanted. So then we have to decide, are we going to frame this? Are we going to leave it open? Now, I think I'm leaning towards leaving it open. Because essentially what I'm going to give I don't know whether you can see over here, I've got from the launch last week, I've got some of the mandalas, Beverly's new mandalas. And I just like, I love cutting these in half. I don't know why. But I think it needs some. But I just don't think I have any the right. Oh, that could. I don't think I have any the right colour. So what I'm going to do is pop this to one side for a minute. And then we're going to use those paints. Sarah, oh, it's just disappeared. What did it say? Hi, Sam. Sorry I'm late. Got the boiler man here. Well, I hope the boiler's okay. I mean, the man's obviously fine because he turned up. But let's just pop this to the side because I've already got lots of these already stamped. So what we're going to do is grab them. I feel weird having me blending that way round. So I'll leave those there so that you can look, for those of you that haven't seen them. And then we're just going to grab a few blank ones. Oh, that's not blank, is it? Okay. Because that's just going to look... Oh, it's just going to... Imagine having a load painted that all go together. And none for this. You love those stuff. Yeah. Very, yes. So, I've got loads stamped out because they were just fun to do. Look, there's no one cut in half. There was one here as well. I like them in half. What can I say? There's another one. So, if we were, let me just bring it back. If we were to colour that to match, it could sit there. Yeah, it could. Okay. Do you want me to just quickly show you how they stamp out? Or shall I just colour this one? If you want to see them stamped out, I can do that. I can. Just tell me. Other than that, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to whack a little bit of paint on here. Get painty. It was those three, wasn't it? Just colour. That was brilliant, Alison. It sounded like we were going, oh, just stop, you're going on. I wasn't accusing you of saying, like, you know. Linda, you want to see them stamped? That's fine. Let me just put this out of the way because that's not what we want to stamp them with, is it? Let me grab a piece of card. This is not the right card. 1 second. Now, obviously, because I'm who I am, I'm going to stamp my favourite one. Like, what's a girl to do? Linda, that is okay. You know, it's... Okay, let me give you a real quick thing here, Linda. One, you're a newbie. Welcome to the group. And if you've not done a live with me before, I'm really sorry because I'm a bit hectic and a bit overexcitable. But it's just who I am. So that was... Quick question. How many times do you expect to have to use a new stamp before it stamps well? Absolutely, first time. So that's my verse fine. And it goes. I press all round to make sure I've got it. And even then I might not have. But look, there it is. So that is literally one of those cut out. But Linda, this group is exactly for that. If you have questions, please ask us. We want to know, we want to help, and we want to be able to tell you what you're looking to know. That's the point. Right, let's pop that out of the way. Yeah, so yeah, I get a bit excitable about things, so I'm sorry about that. But you know, it's only because I like doing what we do. That's kind of. That's all it is. So I'm just going to spritz those paints just so that they travel a little bit more because I don't want them to cover up the black. Let's start with the yellow. So that's going to make it a little less in your face. Not much. It just gives me a bit of manoeuvrability with it. So when I dry brushed onto the journal first, you could see the paint stayed quite opaque. But because I'd scraped it so thin, that was why we could still see. Oh, it's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. I love this colour. Now, as you'll notice, there isn't a huge amount of accuracy going into my painting. That's because it doesn't need to be. Ooh, that was nearly the wrong bit. There doesn't need to be. What we get at the end of this, we're going to love anyway. Because when you have spent your day doing something that you really like, you should like it. You just should. Orange. Oh, sorry, I should say mango punch. Now, does it matter if the colours go into each other? No, of course it doesn't. Again, the thing... See, I've gone over the edge there. It's all right. No one's going to come along and tell me off, are they? Not get away with it anyway. And the thing about this is, you're doing this. This is a hobby. This is you. Yeah, this is something that... yeah, I love how easy they are to colour. You kind of, so the thing about this is, Bev, when she's drawn these, Bev's done the hard work for us. With the variance of lines, how they cross over. Bev, how many lines are there to each? Is it 3? I can't remember. I know we've talked about this number before, so I am sorry. You know, we can change anything on here at any time. And the reality is, when we put it next to the project, if we don't like it, we don't have to keep going, you know? That's not what's happening here. I'm just going to do the whole of that. I call them petals. I know they're not petals. But I like how they look. I talked about using purple earlier, didn't I? That didn't come to anything. Yeah, the reality is when we sit this against the 3 lines, I can't remember if it was 3 or 5. The reality is when we put this against the project in a moment, if we don't like it, it doesn't have to stay. It doesn't have to stay at all. Because that's up to us. It's our project. It's your journal. And the first person to come along and say to you, I don't like that. Well, you won't be seeing any more of my journal then, will you? That's it. It is as simple as that. So I'm going to pick up some more yellow and actually do the other side of those. I just wasn't sure that was what I wanted at the start. But now it is, so I'll do it. And it's funny when you're crafting and, you know, if the only thing, you know, say, oh, we don't have to do as we're told and no one's going to tell us off. Yeah, the difficult bit is when you ask for advice and then you go, oh, I don't know whether I really wanted that now. That's a difficult moment, isn't it? It's like, should I stop? Yay! Oh, I don't want to then. You know? So, I've got the pink there, but what I want to do is I want to draw it around. So, I'm not going to cover the whole line, but just this sort of here, we're just going to put a bit in the middle, just to sort of keep a bit of white on there. But I think that goes for anything, doesn't it? If you ask for advice, you can ask for it. You don't have to take it. It's just having to go cap in hand next time you want it. The amount of times I say to Bev, what do you think to this? And she goes, oh, I'm not sure. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not sure? And the reality is you're only asking because you weren't sure either. And then I'm just going to put the tiniest bit in the base of those bits there. Again, it's just to tie it in. And over the yellow, it does sort of take on that orangey feel of the mango punch, but that's okay. Again, it goes back to, as long as I'm happy with what I've put, I'm just going to dab it out. Right then. Let's... Oh, it seems such a shame to waste that. What's going to happen if I splodge it? We'll see. We'll splodge for a minute. Well, that doesn't look horrible, does it? It now needs... Oh, that's the bit out of the cap. Oh, that was too much. Let's get that over there. See, now I'm just making a mess. Let's get my cloth. Get another one. Lay it over the top. Lift some of that off. And play another day. But just don't like to waste it, you know? You love these colours. I love these colours. I have done a page in my little Dylusions journal with these colours. Mess is good. Mess is good. I love it. I do love mess. And I think the thing is, when I'm here on my own doing this, it's not so bad. I had some... Where are those... I had some bits, didn't I? That we might have to use that, you know. We might have to. Because the bits that I had that would go have run away. Far, far away. And I literally have no idea where they've gone. So let's bring this back. Oh. I'm really quite confused. Bev, where did that circle go that I had? Did you see what I did with it? It was a really nice yellow and orange one. And have absolutely no idea where it's gone. You've discovered that you're crafting jumper. What? It's the only jumper you're crafting? See, I could change that because I could just put a different colour on the tips, couldn't I? Just bear with me for a moment. Just talk amongst yourselves. This one might have to come into play because I actually have no idea where did it go? If you were that little circle, where would you be? No, it was a total. What, that one? That one was by accident, but the one I found one that was a happy coincidence, but it's gone forever. Forever and ever. Is it under the journal? No. Cracking idea though. That one's getting cut in half. And that's going to go, no it's not, that one's going to go there. And that one's going to go there. Yeah! That other one can just stay lost forever now because it just obviously doesn't want to be part of the process. Which I think, if I'm honest, is a little bit rude because, you know, we were offering it a nice life in the journal and it just doesn't want to play. Rude. Let's just try something. It was, but I don't know where it's got. I've obviously wafted it somewhere. You know when you waft? It's alright. I'm not going to worry. So let's cut this one into quarters. Turn the lid upside down. I'm sorry for talking you through every step of this process, but we just don't know if it's going to work yet. But look at that. I know. I've no idea. So that was red before. Now it's taking on a lovely mango punch flavour. And I don't mind that at all. Okay. That looks amazing. Thanks. Ain't you lovely? Right, so you know what has to happen now. You know I can't do anything else but go. Oh yeah, it'll turn up. It'll be in between a stamp set. It's alright. We fixed it now. What's the matter? It's okay. Let's get a shovel. Some people call them palette knives. So we need to start at the bottom. So we'll take that away. We'll take those away. Mango Punch, Lemon Drop and Tropical Sangria. But the thing about it is, this will work with any three colours that go together. It doesn't have to be this. Don't be confined to oh, where was it? About there. That looks good. I know where that one was because it was on that line. The nice thing about this stuff is, when we put it down, if we don't like it, we just pick it up and move it again. You know? That's the great thing. Those colours are the 80s in paint form. The 80s were fabulous. I've got a little sister out of the 80s. Love it. Like, I'm proper whacking that on there. And I always say, oh, I won't use too much because I might want to move it one day. Nope. I don't. I don't. So, do we need some words? Do we need a sentiment? Now, what I will tell you is what will happen after this live. My comments have stopped. I don't know if it's stopped. They haven't stopped anywhere. They just stopped. But what I will tell you is I'll put, if you're still here, hopefully, I'll put my 12 by 12 non-stick craft sheet, I can get the words out, there. Close the book so that everything dries flat, but then it doesn't stick to the previous page because the non-stick craft sheet or your blending mat will do the same. The only reason I don't use my blending mat is because I use my blending mat when that's, you know, over there, being a drying thing. So I think we need some little, like a little something, you know. Would it even be a page from me if I didn't scribble on it somewhere? So from my microns, I've got a 05 in black. Now I will have to move it to right. Helen, it's okay. You don't have to apologise for being late. There are other things going on in your life bar this. I am sure of it. So I'm going to do a small scribble here. Then I'm going to put another one here. Then I'm going to put another one here. They were meant to be north and south, so I just had given that a little move. And then another little one there. Now, often they don't add up to much. They don't say a great deal, but I know what they say. Yeah, that's all it's got to be, hasn't it? So, I feel like I've finished a little bit. Have I finished early? Have I taken ages? Hold on. Oh no, that's all right. That's all right. It's okay. But I do feel that I don't want to put anything else on there. And it's funny, isn't it? When, again, so regularly this happens. I come in here to spend the afternoon with you guys and I bring all sorts of things onto my table that I'm going to use. And once again, I haven't used all of them. But I've had such a really lovely afternoon with you. So thank you so much for having me. You are, of course, wonderful. There is another live later on today. And for the life of me, my brain has gone blank and I can't remember who it is. But I'm pretty sure it's at 7 o'clock. So, whoever, like, please come along and join the lives at 7 o'clock. Thank you. A privilege and a pleasure as always to spend the afternoon with you. If you have any questions, ask. That is the best way to find anything out. I'll just push that up a little bit. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed it. It's Lynette. Well, I nearly said Lady Sims, so we'll have to go with Lady Jasper instead. Lady Jasper, Pretty Gets Gritty, 7 o'clock. Don't forget to join in with her. But for now, I am done. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Take care, guys. Bye.